All right, today is our bonus video time, and we're going to use a wall, and I like to use a block and a blanket for a pillow because that's just the right height to fill in the gap between my ear and the floor. But I'm going to explain this because my back is going to be to you, and it requires a little bit of setup. So this practice is called Holy Crap, and you'll see why in just a moment. So I'm going to show you facing you, but you do need to be facing the wall when you set it up. So we're going to start by lying on our side, and then coming down. You want to keep everything in a straight line without the head poking forward, and then support your head on something. So ideally your head's not up too high, it's not dropping down too low, and then you can just extend that bottom arm out in front. If it hurts under your hip, you can bring a small folded blanket underneath your hip. So when you come into this position, just settle first, take a few breaths, make sure there isn't any tension anywhere. So important to do this without tension. And then what we're going to do when you're facing the wall is we're going to lift the top thigh so it comes parallel to the floor. And we're going to try this a couple times, and I want you to notice if you have a tendency to want to lift from your foot or from your knee. And if you notice that's happening, just come back down and maybe bring your top hand to the middle of your thigh and then press your thigh into your hand to lift. So you want the movement to come up higher. And the foot and the ankle are just coming along for the ride. So we're initiating the movement from our hip as opposed to our foot. Okay? So once we can find that, then we can hold the leg. And so maybe this is where you stay. Maybe you're like, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of effort for me. So we just stay here. So while there's effort in the leg and the hip, the upper body stays relaxed and you can breathe with ease. Now, if you are ready to explore a little bit further, we keep the leg parallel, and I'm just creating a little bit of resistance between my top of my thigh and my hand. And then I'm going to keep that leg parallel to the floor. I'm going to start to draw my knee towards my chest. So I'm flexing at the hip, the pelvis stays neutral, nothing is happening up top. Now, if the low back starts to round, like if your belly is sinking in, that just means you've gone too far. So then you're just going to back up and just move in a range where your leg bone can move in the hip socket without anything else. And if you are okay here, then we hold here. Keep breathing, check in, make sure there isn't any tension in your neck or shoulders. You might start to feel burn in your bum, so you can always release at any time. The next step is to keep the thigh parallel to the floor, but then start to extend out from your knee. So your leg's coming straighter. I still have a bend in my knee because I can't bring it all the way straight, which is fine. And then maybe pressing out energetically through the ball of the foot. I'm still pressing my thigh into my hand. And holy crap, I'm really feeling it in my thigh, or my hip rather. And then to come out, we go the same way we came in. So we bend the knee, take the thigh back so it's parallel to the bottom leg, and then lower. And then rest here. Okay? So you can do all that without the wall. If you want to use the wall, what will happen, we do the same setup, thigh lifts, bend from the hip, extend the leg, then that ball of the foot presses into the wall. Okay, so I will demonstrate on my other side. And you might need to check, I'm a little bit too close to the wall. So to check, just kind of see that you can extend your leg to the wall. And something else actually that you might like to do, because we don't want to lean back, is you can take a bolster. I'm just going to place a bolster behind my hips so I can feel if like my pelvis is twisting or not. Okay. So bring this up behind me here just for an extra bit of feedback. Let me see. Okay. So I can feel that there. Good. Taking a few breaths to settle. All right, without using the foot, the thigh is going to lift. Taking a couple breaths here. And then from the hip, knees moving towards the chest. Okay, nothing's moving here, that's good. I'm going to press my thigh into my hand, and then I'm going to bring the ball of my foot to the wall. And my leg's definitely not straight here, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be. Now I'm going to keep pressing my thigh into my hand, and I'm also going to start pressing out. My foot's slippery. Should I back a little bit. Let's try this again. Ball of the foot to the wall, and then start to press out through the heel, but we want to keep the thigh parallel. We don't want the knee to drop down. Okay, pressing the heel now towards the wall, and that's going to fire up the leg even more. And then this is here, so I'm not leaning back. Pressing the foot towards the wall. Now, if you can be here relatively comfortable besides the burn in your bum, you can bring that top arm up, and then we can actually, I want to keep this down by my pelvis. Okay. This is fun. Okay. Pelvis neutral, and we're going to bring this into a twist of the upper body. So now the breastbone starts to turn up towards the ceiling. So the pelvis hasn't dropped back. I'm not initiating the movement through my arm, I'm letting it come through the ribs. Through the ribs. I'm still pressing the heel towards the wall, breathing with ease. My butt is burning. And then rotating back, bringing the arm down. And then to come out, we don't want to just collapse. I'm going to take my foot away from the wall, extend the thigh down, and then release. Whew, holy crap. Let's do the other side. So perhaps you're doing it away from the wall, or you're doing it against the wall. I'll talk you through it so you can do it with me. All right. Making sure you're far enough away from the wall if you're going to do that variation. Coming down with a long neutral spine, head supported. Maybe having something behind your hips just for a little bit of feedback. And then we settle first. Lift the thigh. If the foot got involved, just come back down. And then try it again. Note if there's any tension up top. And if there is, just release down. Let that tension dissipate. And then try it again. Only going as far as there is in tension. And work in that place. If you're still okay, start to draw the knee towards the chest. If you're still okay, bringing the ball of the foot to the wall. And pressing out through your heel. Press out through the heel. You're going to feel the butt stuff. And then you hold here for as long as you can. If you want to try to twist, the top arm comes up. And rotating the ribs and the breastbone towards the ceiling. Keep pressing out through the heel. Don't lose the effort in the legs. Keep pressing out through the heel. Breathe. Maybe the whole leg starts to shake. Rotating back to center when you're ready, releasing the arm down. And then step by step, release the foot, bend the knee, move the thigh down, and then release. Oh. And then we'll come up to standing when you're ready. And just realize that we've reorganized a whole bunch of stuff in our hip stuff. So just be careful coming up. And then feel yourself in standing. If you feel a little bit loopy or lightheaded, do a wall sit. Whoa, I feel 10 feet taller. Feet are super grounded, very aware of this outside hip stuff. Even the front of my legs feel nice and strong. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love that. I haven't done that in a long time. All right. Have fun exploring that one. If you have any questions, or if you want to watch me, or if you want me to watch you do the movement, film yourself doing it so I can give you some feedback. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to joining you tomorrow.